So in this video, I want to talk about World's End Harem, as this is another requested series that came out January the 7th of 2022. This was when the first episode dropped, and it was an 11 episode season, and it is based on a manga. And I will say this was an absolute hilarious, fun, peak performance anime just because of the controversy that followed behind it. And honestly, I would love nothing more for this to get a second season, but we need to go over what we do and don't know about the series as a whole. So let's start with the manga. World's End Harem, the first part, has 12 volumes. It goes up to volume 12, and then the second part has volumes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So it's 6 volumes, but they add them together as a total number, but they just have 2 parts. I don't know why they do that, but it is what it is. Now, the series did finish, like the manga series did finish on June the 2nd of 2023. That's when the final volume came out in Japan, but the West still has 3 more volumes to come out. Volume 15 did come out August the 29th of 2023, and you have 3 more coming out. Volume 16 coming out on December the 12th of 2023. And then you have Volume 17 coming out April the 23rd of 2024, and Volume 18 has not been given a release date yet. So we will get all those out, and I would recommend, if you do want them, get a hard copy, because knowing this world, they'll get banned in some countries. So, you know, my country, they'll probably ban it for some dumb reason. But the manga has been finished. It is a completed story as far as the manga goes, and as I mentioned, the anime did come out January the 7th of 2022, so it's almost been 2 years since it first came out. Now, there is merchandise for this. If you go to sites like Ami English, the English version on their Twitter account or X handle, they do promote figures, and they just did like a couple of hours ago, which was kind of coincidental that I was doing the video, and then surprise surprise, the merchandise popped up. So hey, I love good coincidences. But you can also just go on their site as well and see all the merchandise. So it is a really popular series. I can't show the figures, take a hint why. YouTube would be a little bit upset, but there's some really good figures out there. So if you do want them, they are good quality, and they are very, very much cultured is the way to put it. But it also demonstrates that there is a lot of popularity. Like these websites or places, distributors like Ami would not be making figures or distributing them if the series didn't have a demand for them. And so that does add into this idea that there's a lot of interest in the series. The manga does well, the merchandise does well, DVDs and Blu-rays don't matter really anymore because of streaming platforms, so it's not worth even me wasting my time looking it up. They probably got like a couple of hundred sales, maybe if you're lucky 1,000 in total. It's not worth looking at as far as that goes. But looking at the merchandise, looking at the mangas, the sheer popularity, it is a good popular series. Now, sure, you can go onto websites and see the ratings, and all the ratings are like ratings on websites don't matter, like Mal and all that. It just doesn't matter. That's just where elitists go. So you look at overall the money. Where does the money go? That's what's more important. And there's the money there. They're selling the figures. They're selling the books. So yeah, that says a lot. But as far as the season 2 goes, it's one of those where I feel like it could get a second season, but if it was, it would be like between 3 to 5 years time. It'd just be like randomly after 5 years, they're like, hey, it's an anniversary of 5 years, here's a second season, and then everyone will just lose their minds, and especially the people that are like, hey, I forgot this anime even existed, and it'd be like, well, guess what, more controversy, so it will draw more attention. So I do think there is a chance, but I think it is very, very much of a coin flip, and it is quite low. But never say never, and especially at the fact that they are still selling merchandise, that to me says a lot. So I'd definitely be keeping an eye on this, and I know it is something that constantly gets requested over the months and weeks and all, and in years and stuff. People are like, oh, what about this, what about this? So I think it is something that could get a second season, but I just don't think it will happen anytime soon. It's just one of those where, one, you'd have to choose, does it go back to the same studio or does it go to a different studio? I feel like they would want it on the same studio for consistency reasons, but at the same time, that studio may decide, nah, it's not really worth it. And that's another issue as well, is generally second seasons never do as well as the first seasons, so it really needs to be worth it. I do think it could be worth it, but that's just my opinion, and I still think there is a high demand for harem, raunchy, ecchi series out there, because, hey, People love it, and I love it as well. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of World's End Harem? Who is your favorite girl out of the series, and would you like to see a second season? It is something that I think is possible, but it is a coin flip, so I'd say it's 50-50. So again, I will keep an eye on it. If you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.